Uh, Coach Collins talked a lot about kind of your calm demeanor through all of this, and obviously you've gotten a lot of attention over the last few days and stuff. Just kind of what has that been like? Just I guess getting some accolades and after playing your first college game, and obviously with all of the stuff with Florida State in the past there.
Really, I try not to pay attention to all that stuff. With this being my first season, I'm trying my best to stay focused and just do everything I can to help my team out and just let us have a great season. So I'm not really paying attention to all the individual accolades. I'm blessed to have them, but that's not really my focus right now.
Next question comes from Rod McKenzie with Rivals.
Hey, Jeff, after the game, when you sat down with Coach Padno and the rest of the quarterbacks in the quarterback room, what did you see and what was your analysis of how you played in the game?
I feel like there were definitely things that I could have done better to help us be more successful on offense. But just staying in the game and not letting things get to me and just putting my trust in God, it just helped me out there. And there's definitely things I can work on, though. But overall, I think we had a pretty productive day on offense, but we can do way better.
Next up, Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Good morning, Jeff. A quick question based on the Florida State game from the other day. I was really impressed with your touch passes and also the in-play adjustments you made a couple of times. I think very early, a pass over the middle to Zamari and Brown, and then later the pass to Ezra down the right sideline. Is that something that comes naturally to you, or have you had to work on that? Is this something you did a lot in high school?
It's definitely something I had to work on because in high school I would have just took off and ran. But just getting with Coach Padno and him helping me out and teaching me things, this really helping me stay calm in the pocket and just going through all my reads and keeping my eyes downfield.
Next up, a question from Paul Newberry from the Associated Press.
Sorry about that. Let me unmute myself there. Jeff, I'm just curious, when did you find out about starting and what was kind of your emotions with that? Obviously, it doesn't happen very often that a true freshman.
I found out probably about 6-7 days before the game. And my emotions, I was blessed, I was happy, because it's something I've always dreamed about, coming in college and playing as a freshman. But I was definitely blessed and just knew that I had to work to keep the job and just strive to be the best I can be.
I'm sorry, I think Paul had a quick follow-up. Paul, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask that if you'd like.
Sorry about that. Thanks, man. Yeah, Jeff, one more thing, too. Coach Patno was saying that you even, he kind of told you, wants you back there in the pocket throwing the ball, not, being a fullback, but that you you called up and said, hey, don't be afraid to call a run for me. Just can you talk about what kind of how you wanted to get involved so much right away and kind of having that confidence to tell your coach that?
I just feel like I've gotten really comfortable in the offense, so just opening up the playbook more and just telling him that anything that he needs me to do to help us win, I can do it. So if he wanted to call a QB run, I was perfectly fine with it, and I was confident that I'd be able to make a play on it, and that my team will help me, my offense will help me, the O-line will block it right, and the players will protect outside, and I just knew that we had the ability to convert and just do what we needed to do.
Next question comes from Steve Hummer from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Yeah, hi, Jeff. Coach Collins was very impressed by how after your big game on Saturday, you're the first guy to show up in the building on Sunday and first guy out in practice. What is that? What was that important for you to kind of set that tone, and is that part of what you hope to be as a leader?
My mom has always taught me to never let anything get to my head. So after the game, she says celebrate for that night, and then the next day get back to work. So that's exactly what I did. Got back to work and just pushed off everything that happened Saturday and got ready. And now we're preparing for UCF. So just showing that I can be a leader on this team and do everything I can to help this team win.
Another question from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, this time from Ken Segura.
Hey, Jeff, I'm glad you brought that up. I kind of want to ask a follow-up on that. Obviously, I think it is so easy if you do something really well that to kind of dial back and say, okay, I've got this now. But how do you kind of keep yourself motivated of saying, I've got to work just as hard for this game or even harder than you know, rather than the other alternative?
Well, like I said, I just put it all past me and then just try to work as hard as I can to be the best I can be, because the ultimate goal is to win. I'm not focused on individual accolades or nothing right now. The ultimate goal is to get this team on a winning road and just win as much as we can. So anything I need to do to help us win, that's what I'm gonna do.
A question from down in Jacksonville, Gene Fournette from the Florida Times-Union.
Hey, Jeff, or should I say Moonbeam? Sorry, Adam asked me to slip that one in there. Were the words from your dad, the advice that you got from your dad the day before the game, the whole idea about staying focused, it's a long game, did those thoughts echo in your mind a little bit after the first half kind of didn't go the way you wanted it to?
My dad, he always gives me a pep talk before the game and tells me that I don't have to go out there and try and be a superhero and just play my game. When we got to the locker room in the first half, after the first half, I texted my dad and asked him, like, what did he see that I needed to work on? And he just told me that I was perfectly fine to just stay calm and just go out there and play my game, and that I was doing a good job. So that just showed that in my head, I was just saying I just need to calm down and don't think about anything that happened in the first half and just reset. Yes. Yeah, I did.
Okay, time for just a couple more for Jeff. First one from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Jeff, I was just curious what you've seen from Central Florida. Obviously, you guys had a lot of time to prepare for Florida State, but now you're getting into the quicker turn of the season. Just kind of what have you seen on film from their defense as you guys try to get ready? And they didn't play last week, so obviously you kind of have to look at last year.
We have been preparing for them. We've been watching a lot of film on them. We have a game plan to go against them, and we're just going to follow the game plan and do the best we can.
Okay, and then final question for Jeff from Patrick Canaro.
Hi, Jeff. Coach Collins went out of his way yesterday to mention that your teammate, fellow quarterback, Jordan.
Patrick, you've frozen. Patrick, are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, Jeff. Hi. Coach Collins made mention yesterday that Jordan Yates had helped you out during the game. He gave a big compliment to Jordan about staying tuned in and helping you through the game in your first ever college contest as a starter. Can you give us a little insight on how Jordan helped you? No trade secrets, please, but just how did that work out during the game?
All the quarterbacks, we're real close. So he just came up to me after the pick. He told me what he seen that I could have done, and told me just brush it off and not think about it. And after good plays, he'd tell me to keep it up and things like that. And then some misreads that I had that really nobody would see, he told me about and just told me to just go out there and not think about it and fix it. And also Tuck, he helped me too a lot, just boosting me up and just keeping me calm on the sideline. And same as Jordan telling me what I did wrong, what I did good, and just what I need to fix.
Hey, Zach, I was just curious. You guys played probably your best game up front since the staff change. And kind of what did you see when you guys went back and looked at the film with Coach Key? And, kind of what do you credit to the way you guys played so well on Saturday?
Well, went back and watched the film, and like they always say, it's never as good as it seems, never as bad as it seems. So there was definitely some mistakes that were made, but overall we played a pretty good, hard-fought game. I feel like we did just that. We fought really hard the entire game, did everything we could to move their defensive front, and they have a pretty good defensive front. Their defense was a solid defense, and I feel like we did a good job controlling that. And I just feel like it comes from all the work that we've done throughout the offseason. You know, we kind of finished last year with a bad taste in our mouth and worked all year, even all the way through the quarantine, all that stuff to get to this moment and to make sure we even have a season. And if we did, to make sure we were ready to play to the best of our ability.
Our next question comes from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Zach, how important was it to you guys as a group to make Jeff's first start as easy as possible, get him off to a smooth start and not have any pressure put on him?
Yeah, I mean that was really important to us. First of all, I mean we couldn't be prouder of Jeff. Like the way he stepped in and took command of the offense as a freshman was just huge. So our goal coming in was to take as much off of him as possible, to try to give him time to make reads and so he can make the right calls, make the right throws, and all of that stuff. And I feel like we did a pretty good job of it, and that'll be our plan going forward as well.
Next question, Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Zach, I was curious regarding the way you guys played Saturday. Was there anything in particular that you were most satisfied with, whether it was the way you guys handled, stunts or technique or any specific aspect of what you guys were doing?
Well, I feel like just from like the offensive line perspective, I was proud of how we picked up protections and stuff like that, but we honestly kind of expected it going in. Like I said, like I told Kelly, we've been working on it for a long time and working really hard, and we knew what we were capable of. I feel like just as a team, though, I was really proud of how we came together and fought the whole way through. We're down by 10 points most of the game, and even with blocked field goals, lightning delays, and all that, fought back through that adversity and pulled it out at the end.
We do have a question from Daniel Shirley from The Athletic. He's not able to ask the question, so he asked me to ask if, Zach, if you could talk a little bit about, was there a specific time during the preseason or maybe even during the game that you realized that the offense would have a chance to be as good as it was on Saturday?
Well, I feel like if you look all the way back to spring ball this past year, we worked really hard through from our last game last year all the way up to now, and really as soon as last season ended, how we came together and really worked as a team, and we didn't need Coach Key or Coach Collins pushing us at that point. We really came together as an offensive line and pushed each other, and I feel like that's really when stuff started to click, when it became more player-led. And yeah, from then on, we just continued to work hard, and we will continue to work hard from here. We've come nowhere close to where we need to be, so every day we're going to strive to get there.
Another question from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, this time from Steve Hummer.
Yeah, hey, Zach, I'm just wondering if you could give us some idea, either through your observations or anecdotally, about how Jeff handles himself in the huddle, on the sideline, just doing all the things that a quarterback has to do to take leadership.
Well, that was by far what I was most proud of Jeff throughout the game. Being a true freshman, going down to Tallahassee in a tight, hard-fought ACC game, he handled himself very well. He even at the end of the game, we had to get a couple first downs, get them to use some timeouts. He came up to the huddle, and there's some nerves that get you in those situations, and Jeff just came up smiling ear to ear, just telling us, "Come on, guys, let's get it." And I mean, that's definitely what I was most proud of, being a freshman and handling himself in that way, and really leading the whole offense and getting us to handle it that way as well.
Next question comes from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
was running wide to the left side. J.P. Mason's touchdown, of course, I think Jemias Scriven had one earlier in the game as well. Can you tell us about that particular play, your role in that play, and your confidence in how it would work, sealing off that side? Can you talk about that play?
Yeah, well, we run that all the time in practice. That's one of our most base runs in practice. So we've been doing it for a long time, and there was a time where Coach Key got onto me a lot about that play, actually. So we all made it a point to work really hard on that and the footwork on it, and just get really in detail with it. And so when that play was called, like there was no doubt that we were going to execute it the right way, and they made great runs off of the blocks, and we just executed it well.
Couple more for Zach. We'll start with Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports, and we'll wrap up with Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Hey, Zach, naturally the center plays a key role in making the calls and the checks. Someone making his first start there, how did that work out for you guys?
Oh, well, it worked out great. Mikey does a very good job of controlling the offensive line, naming the fronts, making the mic ID calls, and seeing stuff before it really happens. So he did a great job. Mikey has experience from last year. He didn't play center as much last year. It was mostly guard, but Coach Key makes it a point to understand every position. So we knew that he was going to be perfectly fine. He's been playing center for a long time, and he did a really good job.
Kelly Quinlan from Rivals, our final question for Zach Quinney.
Hey, Zach, I was just curious what you've seen from Central Florida as you guys have checked film out this week, and kind of what are some things you're going to be looking for on Saturday?
Well, the Central Florida, they're obviously, as everybody knows, they're a good team. We've been in the film room taking notes, just trying to see what kind of reads we can get off of them from last season, because we'll be their first game. So just we've been watching their defensive line, and they have some first-time starters coming in, and so we're really just watching last year what they got in the game, their technique, plus just the game plans that they used, and trying to get a feel from there.
Hey, Zamari, you obviously you see all the ink that the other guys get at the corner position and stuff, but you played a heck of a game on Saturday. Can you kind of just talk about the competition there and kind of quietly just progressing each season, because it seems like you're getting better and better as the more you play?
Yes, sir. Really just going into practice, same mindset, just trying to get better with the team, doing what we're focused on. I knew this first week was going to be a big week, big-time receiver. It was a lot of talk, so it was just kind of stay focused and make sure I do what I have to do, and we got the job done.
Our next question comes from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Zamari, UCF likes to run that fast tempo offense. They don't allow you to get off the field unless there's a dead ball. Where do you think your guys' conditioning is right now to deal with that type of scenario?
Well, I think we're pretty good. Just doing some running and same thing, just preparing. Doing a lot of fast tempo stuff right now just to prepare ourselves. Guys running out the practice and stuff like that, just trying to get in shape. We know what type of game is going to be this week, so I think guys are already set and ready.
Next question from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Zamari. I was wondering, I don't know if you've given thought to this, but obviously there's a lot of new things within the stadium, the turf and the design of the field and the lights and so forth. I don't know if you'll get the lights on Saturday, but and just obviously, it's going to be about 20% full. What do you think all that will be like to play in on Saturday?
I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think the staff did a really good job with the stadium and the new turf and stuff like that. We got a little bits and pieces of it, but it's going to be nothing like game day, having all of the stuff going on during game day with the new technology that we have for the stadium. So it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
How's the turf?
Oh, it's pretty good. I like it.
Okay, next question from Patrick Canaro from Ramblin' Sports.
Hi, Zamari. Great job on Saturday. I was interested to know, really impressed at the end of the game, you guys defended a couple long passes when the game was literally on the line. When you're lining up and that play is about ready to start, you got an aggressive quarterback there, great wideouts coming at you. Are you hoping the ball comes to your guy? Are you hoping it comes at you?
Yeah, I wanted it to come to me. Actually, during that play, I knew it was going to come, being that he was their best guy. During that, it's just a lot of film work. I knew it was coming, and his alignment, he moved outside, so I just had a feeling that something was up. It just kind of felt a little funny. So I was hoping that it came, and it did 2 times. So that was very exciting to get both stops.
Another question from Rod McKenzie from 247 Sports.
Hey, Zamari, Trey was out and rolled some other guys in at cornerback. What did you see after, when you watched the film after the game from those some of those other guys that stepped up and took Trey's place?
Well, I think that first week, I think those guys did a really good job, just coming in and being prepared, because obviously with everything going on, anything can happen. So we just kind of preaching like just be ready, and I think those guys are doing a good job practicing coming in to be ready because anybody can play.
Another question from Ken Segura from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Hey, Zamari, obviously, I'm sure you've seen UCF on tape and what they can do. Do you kind of see this as an even bigger test for you guys to show how much you've improved from last year?
Yes, sir. I think it's going to be a big test this week. Nothing much, nothing more. I mean, I think really just come and do what we have to do, get the job done. We won't overthink it. Just come out and play.
Got a question from Marty Smith from ESPN. He'll actually be on the sidelines this week for the ABC broadcast. Marty?
Zamari, what's going on, man? I'm curious what you and your boys on the defensive side of the ball were saying to one another during camp and as leading up to the season opener against Florida State, as you watched Jeff develop as a quarterback and saw that live arm and had to face it. What was your perspective on what he brought to that offense?
Really, I want to start off by saying Jeff is a good quarterback, but just going against him is just good work. I mean, even from the backups, top 3, we have all good 3 quarterbacks, and so just seeing all of those guys come out and go against them is really good because you're getting good work. I mean, the best quarterbacks in the country in my eyes, so I think it's good work.
Okay, we have time for 1 or 2 more for Zamari. We'll start with another question from Kelly Quinlan from Rivals.
Zamari, how much did it help seeing how well Jeff played and the offense moving the ball to kind of relax you guys on defense? I feel like last year you guys felt like maybe you had to carry the weight at times as the offense was kind of getting its feet wet. But seeing Jeff come out and the offense kind of rolling, did that give you guys some extra confidence on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job just being able to watch him as a freshman and being able to flip the field and just being on the field for a while, just giving us a break. Helped us out a lot, and so that was very helpful on his part and the offense part. I think the offensive line did a really good job, and so overall I think it was really good just being able to watch that guy do his thing with the offense and control it. So I think that was pretty cool.